Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith, and welcome to my review of The Conjuring 2. Now, of course, the first Conjuring movie came out several years ago, and one thing I think we can all agree on, it was a fantastic movie. Now, the challenge with the sequel is you don't really want to do anything to mess up the franchise. Now, of course, we had the prequel come out a couple years ago, Annabelle, and it was okay, but it was no Conjuring. Conjuring 2 is a Conjuring, not just because it has it in the title, but it's a super good, entertaining movie. Now, when you think about horror movies and thriller movies and movies of that type, you usually hear people either say, oh, it didn't scare me and I saw it coming, or you'll hear people just say, I don't want to go see it. But one thing we don't usually talk about is the story. I want to take a moment and do that. Now, at about 2 hours and 20 minutes, yes, this is a long movie, but it's a long movie because the director, James Wan, does such a fantastic job in terms of developing his characters, developing story, and does an exceptional job of foreshadowing. As I'm watching this movie, and when you get to see as many movies as I do, a lot of times you can predict where the jumps are coming. But one of the things I didn't predict coming into this movie was how well written this movie was going to be and how well directed this movie was going to be. I know that Vera Farmiga was nominated for an Oscar several years ago for her performance in the movie Up in the Air. But I'm watching her in this movie and I'm watching probably some of her finest acting that she's done. Now, this movie deals with the Warren family who are getting ready to retire and they want to get out. Well, Lorraine especially wants to get out. But there's a family in England that needs their help. Now, one of the things that I really like about this movie is it would be easy to come into the movie within the first few scenes. We see this family in danger, and then they're on a plane and they're going there. But not in a James Wan movie. Why? Because he's developing his characters. He's developing the story. The running time of this movie is so adequately used, it isn't even funny. He is doing such a great job in terms of setting us up for what's to come. Now, for what's to come is some very exceptional filmmaking. This movie was set in the 70s, and I've heard there being some comparisons to The Exorcist, and I think that's very flattering for James Wan. But I look at this movie and I think to myself, this is the type of movie that you go to that you're not necessarily sure what might happen, but you're going into it knowing that there's going to be some thrills and you're going to get scared. I would put James Wan up there with like the Stephen King of his time. Let's take a look. This is the guy who brought us Saw. He brought us Insidious. Now he's brought us The Conjuring. And he's branching off and he's doing like other mainstream movies like Fast and the Furious, and he's going to be directing Aquaman. He is a legit filmmaker and he has an exceptional eye for talent and what to bring to the screen. All of that being said, The Conjuring will scare you. The Conjuring will make you jump. I don't necessarily know if it'll keep you up at night, but it's a very entertaining movie. I'm giving this movie an A-. It's definitely one of the scariest movies that I've seen this year, and I definitely recommend it if your appetite is for the horror/thriller genre. If not, you might want to go see something else. I really enjoyed it. I hope you get a chance to check it out. And, you know, at the end of the day, again, exceptional filmmaking, great acting, great, they did a great job in terms of the cinematography of capturing what the 70s would look like. There's no iPhones. They did a great job with that. But what really blew me away about this movie was just the filmmaking as a whole. And I think James Wan is such a great director. Anytime I see his name attached to something, especially if it's in a directing capacity, I'm going to want to see it. CFL_fan on Twitter is how you can get a hold of me. Facebook.com/WittyWhittier and WittyWhittier.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you taking the time to check this out. I hope you go and check out The Conjuring 2. A- from me. Let me know what you think. And until then, I'll see you at the movies.